I just wrote and directed my first real, actual, extended short film. And I learned a lot through this process. And the number one thing is filmmaking is hard. Welcome back to the Chug Files, guys. This video is going to be a little bit different. Usually I come at you guys on a weekly basis with the little film essays, but I want to talk about an experience I recently had with the filmmaking process because I want to cultivate this community here for filmmakers and creatives and movie lovers and whatnot. And yeah, let's dive into this. First of all, usually I'm standing up and I am sitting down right now because I want to sit down, and nothing in this world can make me want to stand up right now. So that's how we're going to shoot this video. And also, usually I have the microphone. I'm using a lav mic for this one because the one that I've been using has been giving me a lot of issues. So I don't really know what to do with my hands right now. That's fine, we're just gonna keep them down here. So back in October, early October, I started writing a short film called Charlatan. And I could go into what it's about and stuff. That'll be down the road as I'm starting to release some more stuff about it. But I started writing this, and I'd say the initial writing process was about 2 to 4 weeks, and at around the month mark, that's when I really started honing in on the story. And from when I started writing it, which was mid-October, to when we shot it, which was a week and a half ago, that was almost 3 months. So this was a 3-month process, and I learned a lot about this. Of course, I've shot shorts before. I've either acted in them or just produced little smaller ones, quicker ones. I've even posted some on this channel, but nothing really compared to this because this was 3 months of planning when it comes to location scouting, when it comes to casting, when it comes to just doing pretty much everything and learning as much as I can, because especially on these low budget shorts, you're not gonna have the money or the funds to go and hire a bunch of people. You guys know that, people who have made films and are interested in this industry. And that was the case here. So I kind of had to be a Swiss Army knife. I had a small crew of 3 of us who started out with, and it eventually expanded into like 8 to 10 of us that ended up working on the project, which was huge. But I want to talk about what I learned. And there's 3 points that I really learned. And one of them I've already kind of started to alluding to. And it's when you are making a short, a low budget short, just try to learn as much as you can. It's gonna be overwhelming. It was overwhelming. It is overwhelming as I'm in the post production process right now, and I've finally got a rough cut of it down, or I'm working towards a rough cut. It's like 17, 18 minutes right now. And there is just so much I am learning and continuing to learn. And it has been overwhelming, but if I wouldn't have prepared myself over the months of November and December for this, I would have been clueless on set. So when it comes to audio, I had so much to learn when it comes to audio, when it came to how to record audio. I ended up going with a field recorder, the Zoom H4 Essential, and what that is it's essentially it's a separate audio recorder. So you can plug your boom mic into it, you can plug your lav mics into it, you can record all the audio through that, and it just gives you a higher quality audio output than if you were just plugging directly into the camera. So I had to learn all about that. I had to learn all about codecs and formats and what to shoot in. So I shoot with a Lumix GH6. And it's a powerhouse of a camera. It's incredible, and it allows you to do so much versatility-wise. So we ended up shooting in ProRes, which is essentially just a very high-resolution codec. But the problem with ProRes is that it is a very large file. It's not quite as big as shooting in RAW, that just wasn't feasible here, but it's a large file. And that opened up the problems of, okay, so if we're gonna be shooting in that, I need the storage. So then I had to learn all about the storage mechanisms, SDD, external hard drives, HDD, SS, whatever. All these things that I didn't know, and they probably just sound like jumbled letters to you if you don't know either. It's a lot. So it seemed like every problem that I would solve, it would lead to a new one, or every issue that I started feeling comfortable with, it's like I learn a lot here, and then it's like, oh wait, that just opens the gate for something else. And that was very much so the case here. So it was bouncing from, okay, I think I'm starting to get this audio down, but it's like, oh wait, actually, but that leads me to, okay, how are we gonna go about shooting this in the best way? Okay, what lenses are we gonna use? Okay, but if we're gonna be shooting this outside, we're gonna need an ND filter. Oh crap, like ND filters, I gotta learn about that now too. It's a never-ending process. And of course, all the true deep dive settings on the Lumix, that's just examples. But my first point is really learn everything, or try to learn as much as you can, because it's impossible to learn everything, but it'll help you immensely on set if you feel comfortable, or at least have a base level of comfort in a bunch of different sectors. So that was the first one. I have my little notes app here. Let's see what the second one is. Yes, this is a big one. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about troubleshooting them. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, and that could just be for life in general. Don't try to avoid the mistakes, but work with them when you make them, learn from them. And that was very much so the case with the filmmaking process here. Plenty of mistakes were made. Luckily, none of them were lethal mistakes that kind of derailed everything, but here's an example. So we shot for like four or 5 days on this short. And the very first day of shooting, it was a smaller crew for the first day, and then we shot over the weekend for the remainder of it. So that was the big chunk of it. First day was separated from the other days. So the smaller crew, I was using my new Zoom H4 Essential, which was the field recorder I was talking about for recording audio. And something that I had learned about it is that when you plug a lav mic or a boom mic into it, you have to provide the boom with power through the recorder. Now, of course, doing this chugs through the battery on the recorder, so that's just its own issue. We made do. So we turned this thing called phantom power on, which essentially is the setting that powers up the boom mic and allows you to record with it. So we thought we had it all grand and good and dandy. We were listening through it. It sounded good. It was a little quiet, but it's a 32-bit recorder, which again essentially means you're capturing a very wide range of audio. So it's very, very hard to clip or get muffled audio on the high end because you're being too loud. It's virtually impossible. So we go through the whole first day of recording with this setup. We have the boom mic plugged into the field recorder, and that's how we record the audio and the dialogue. I get back that night, I'm sorting through all the audio and sorting through all the video, and I'm listening back, and I'm realizing this is really, really quiet. And I'm thinking to myself, a lot of words, a lot of not too nice words, and I'm saying them, and I'm starting to panic a little bit. I'm not a big panicker, but I was panicking a little bit. But moral of the story here is everything was very, very quiet. But I knew there was a chance at recovering this because, like I said, the format of audio that we were recording in, 32-bit float, it's very, very dummy proof. It basically captures everything, even if it's very, very quiet and it's in really good quality, so you have a lot of flexibility to bring it up. So long story short, I was able to bring the dialogue up in through all the scenes we shot, and it sounded just fine. It was perfectly fine. Of course, there was a lot of post-processing that had to go into that, but I did get it to a point where it's like, okay, this sounds normal, this sounds very usable, more than usable, it sounded good. But that was one of those moments where we made a big mistake, and I made a big mistake as the director. And if I panicked, maybe it wouldn't have gone over so well, but we were able to recover it, and it worked out just fine. And even moving to the weekend, when we were shooting the brunt of it, there were so many little moments where it's like, oh, okay, that's not going how we planned, or okay, we got to switch things up here, and it all works out. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to do stupid things, but it's just about riding the wave and going with the flow when it comes to that stuff and not letting it derail things, especially when you're with a cast and crew of 7 to 10 people who are all committing to you and excited about this project. So that would be my second big note. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about troubleshooting them. And then lastly, and this goes for the entire process of making anything artistic, don't wait for perfection, it's not gonna come. And that's just the truth. Perfection is this stifling concept, and it makes you not even want to start in the first place. Maybe you're stuck on a script you've been writing, or maybe you're stuck on a painting, or you're writing and you've got writer's block because you want it to be so perfect, but that doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. And now I'm just preaching like I'm some self-help guru. I don't know what I'm doing. But in the filmmaking world, it especially does not exist. So if you're waiting for that to happen, you'll never get started in the first place. So I think the big moral here is just go out and do it. And that's essentially what I did with this. I've known my whole life I've loved filmmaking. I've always acting, all this stuff, and I've been involved in it and I've been doing it. And usually smaller scale stuff. But I knew I wanted to get into something a little bit more intensive, and so I just rallied the troops and did it. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm not saying this is going to be some magnum opus of mine. I'm not saying it's going to be a grand feat in storytelling or writing or filmmaking. It won't be. It will be far from that, so far from that. But I did it, and I learned so much from doing it. And all this knowledge is only going to help me moving forward. So where we are now, the post-production process has started, the editing process has begun. And as I've been talking about in this video, the learning never stops. Of course, I've got a decent amount of comfort when it comes to Premiere Pro and editing softwares and color grading, but no kind of professional knowledge. And luckily, I've got a community around me full of people that want to help out here. And maybe that would be another note. Don't be afraid to ask people for help, because even though you do want to try and learn everything, you're not going to know everything. And even if you do know things on a baseline level, there are going to be people who know it far, far better than you do. So don't be afraid to ask for help in those instances, because when it comes to art and the artistic community, creative communities, people are more than willing usually to help out. So the post-production process, it's just opening up a whole new can of learning about color grading, sound design, all of these things. I assume this will take about a month or two, something along those lines, but at the end of the day, this has all just been such an awesome, awesome experience. And yes, I'm going to be devoting a little bit more time to the short right now, so I might not be as consistent with the YouTube videos and the film video essays, but I'm still going to be chugging them out. And I definitely will be posting more stuff about the behind the scenes for this as well, because like I said in the beginning, I want to cultivate a community here of like-minded people who love film, love making movies and art and whatever that might be. But I know this was a little bit different from the usual Chitch Files video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if there's anything you're stuck on right now, whether it be an artistic project, a short film, a novel, artwork, a painting, a drawing, and you just feel stuck with it, just keep going. Just keep trucking on through, because you're gonna get much further by just trucking through and learning about yourself in the process than not doing anything at all. Chitch Files wisdom of the day. Think about that. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you do on this website that we call YouTube. I will see you next time. Take care.